Hello, hello. Good morning, evening, afternoon. Hey, John, how are you? Elsie, good afternoon. How are we doing today? Hopefully you can hear me okay. Catherine, thank you for coming. Genghis Khan, hello. I am good, Lee. Thank you. I'm recovering from Napa still. I do want to say though, we did have dinner over at a friend's house last night. We took them one of the bottles we brought home. So I gave myself 3 days before I dipped into the wine that we brought home. Carol, good to see you or read you. Hope you're all doing well. I hear you're having a pretty bad heat wave. Hopefully you're staying cool. I have a question. Dan, thank you for coming. I have a question for you all that my wife had presented to me because she saw something on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok. I didn't want to install the app, but she showed it to me. Not as bad. Yeah, there's a bad heat wave. It's not really affecting us here on the West Coast, but definitely the east side of the country is being hammered. In fact, I'll get back to my question in a second, but I saw there was a place in North Carolina that hit like 124 Fahrenheit. So whatever that is in Celsius, let's do the math. I'm sure you already know it, but I've got to know what that is in Celsius. 124 Fahrenheit to Celsius is 51. So hot. And it was probably humid as well, I'm sure. It was a nice Rolls Royce, and I'll get right to talking about that. But she had a question. Maybe I'll wait. I'll hold off on the question, but I don't want to get too far and forget about it. But the question was, is there a law or some sort of ordinance or rule that you can't open your window all the way? There was some guy who was visiting or lives in the UK or something, and he was saying it was because of the heat, wanted to open his window all the way, and he was saying that there was some law that said he couldn't open it all the way. He can only open it like, this much or something. So you'll have to let me know if that's even true. I mean, we gotta figure the source that I'm getting it from. So it could just be hogwash and fake for this guy's TikTok. But I thought that was pretty funny. Yes, the Rolls Royce was amazing. I wish I would have done a better video of it and showed more of it. Geez, I don't know how to screen share. Let's see if I can find some more video. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but is this going to work? Probably not, huh? Yeah, I got to learn I got to use like different software to be able to screen share. But I have a video, and I'll attach it to an upcoming video. But it's so cool sitting in the back seat because it has those suicide doors, right? And so when you sit in the back seat, so you don't have to scoot up on your seat and reach to grab to shut the door. They have a button right here that you just push, and the door shuts on its own. So cool. And every time we went somewhere like that had people out on the curb, that would help you with your luggage or welcome you to the winery or wherever we were, they wanted to shut the door for you as you get in the car. And I'm like, no, I've got a button. And it wowed everybody who's just kind of standing out. We felt pretty important. It was a lot of fun though. They were it's just the looks you get, which is surprising because it's Napa, right? So you would think there's a lot of nice cars out there, and there were, but I did not see another Rolls Royce. Now, granted, maybe on the weekend you do, but and then obviously we had the best car in San Luis Obispo. And in San Francisco, you saw a lot of nice cars, but we certainly turned a lot of heads, and that was interesting as well, but a lot of fun. The car was amazing, smooth, quiet, had tons of power. Yeah, I was offered if I wanted to take it for a drive, and I didn't want to drive in the city, San Francisco, and I didn't want to drive when I was in Napa because I'd been drinking, or couldn't anyway. We actually hired a driver to drive the Rolls as we visited the winery, so we didn't have to worry about driving. So it was wonderful. It was wonderful. And Napa itself was amazing. If there's one place I would recommend coming to California, it would be Napa. I don't recommend going to LA. San Francisco, if you've never been, yes, it's a beautiful city. There's just a lot of bad parts to it right now. But where we were at was pretty good. But as for definitely the Napa Valley was amazing. It's like one of the cool stats, and I think I said it in the video, I got it wrong. There's like 62 types of soil for making wine, and Napa Valley naturally has like 50 of them. So it just is this natural, perfect climate with the Mediterranean type climate because it's got mountains that kind of come in on both sides. So this little stretch is just perfect for winemaking, among other things. It can grow so many other things too, but for wine, it's just been incredible. Let's see here. Manchester, up north. That's good. JJ, thank you for coming. Let's catch up here. Never heard of it. Yeah, I figured it was bogus. Yes, you can in your own home, but not somewhere you're paying to stay. They have a duty of care to stop you falling out of the window. That's probably it. Thank you, Elsie. That's probably it. That's funny. You got to get screens up, something like that, to where you still open your, especially if you don't have air conditioning. He must have NBRO or NBRO. How would we say that? He's probably staying somewhere, like um, Elsie was saying. The window probably doesn't go up all the way because they don't want you jumping out the window. I'm sure it's not that they care about you; they just don't want to be sued. Responsible. Hmm. Hey, Marta. Well, I just read changed your. Why did it change your name to Genghis Khan of all things? Is that something that you choose, or like it forced you to? Welcome back. How's my shark doing? Oh no, no, that's not. You didn't have sharks. That was Nico. Nico had the sharks. Sorry, Marta. I was thinking I got you two mixed up. I wonder why they changed your name. Interesting. Yeah, y'all remember Nico, right? Um, Not sure why I confused the two there, but um, she was supposed to name a shark after me, and we never heard back. Most are the air conditioning. Yes. Yeah, I did know that. That's maybe hogwash. 31 degrees. It's not bad at all. Good, good. Did the car have umbrella holders? Yes, and I have a photo of it, and I'll add that to a little. And in fact, it did not come with umbrellas, but it was supposed to. But yeah, in the front door, passenger and the driver's side, they have the little tube area where you can slide an umbrella and it kind of locks into place. And then there's like a button that you push that pushes the umbrella out. Really cool. It did have them. Oh, my picture goes fuzzy and you're calling me lordship? Okay, I'm going to just stand. Could be my camera. Who knows? Um, totally. Marja asks, red or white, which is best? I'm a fan of red wine. When I first started drinking wine many, many years ago, white, of course, is what I started drinking. But now I've gone full red, and but they do both, and they actually have a real famous place, Los Caneros, which is all about sparkling wine because they can't call it champagne, of course, but they can call it sparkling wine. And we did. That was the second vineyard that we went to, and that's all they did was sparkling wine. They had others as well, regular white wine and stuff, but they're known for the sparkling wine, and that was a fun. And you just it's these wineries, at least most of them, are just these giant estates, these large houses. I call them houses, kind of like mansions in a way that, you go into and experience all this. And it's a lot of fun. But probably the funnest winery we went to was none of that. And it's owned by a Frenchman, Jean Charles Brazoy. Broussard, Bourzaire. I don't know. He's a big wine guy from France. He owns a ton of wineries. He's very eccentric. He lives in Napa. And I have video of that place as well that I'll show you. It's called Raymond. And in fact, probably the best wine that we tasted the whole time was at this. We went, normally we went to do a tasting. It takes about an hour and a half if you really want to stretch it. We were there for 4 hours. That's how good the wine was and how fun the winery itself. I mean, I can't do it justice. I have to show you the video. And it's just, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Let's see here. It's pretty hot here at around 30. Okay. But it's the humidity. Oh, so you get the humidity as well. Eesh. Yeah, dry heat you can totally deal with, but when it gets humid, you're just constantly sticky and it's the worst. Minecraft. It was an automatic, and it was up in the steering column. Oh, so they don't have. Marja's saying that the Rolls is automatic. They don't. Do they not have manual stick shift? Oh. Drive 1, drive 2, cruise control. Well, there was reverse. There was also reverse. Check out American's first trip to England blanks no one asked for. They had a tour guide. Thought you'd like to see. I think, JJ, I have seen one of the episodes. Is that the one with the 4 guys? I'm not sure. Yeah, Marja, I would rather you be called Marja than Genghis Khan. Of all things. Of all things. So weird. Normally, if they do change it, it's just like random numbers, right? User 65924328865. But at least with Genghis Khan, you have a story talking about when a guy in the UK just been jailed for scamming people with a tale of Scottish wine and made a fortune. He was buying wine from Europe and selling it. That is actually, I don't want to say common, but we'd heard a story in Napa also from our driver about someone doing that as well. They would deliver the wine and there were new bottles and wine in or wherever they were keeping it before they bottled it left over, and they would then pour those into bottles and resell them for a much inflated price. And they got caught, but they were, and here's the thing, it's a huge, like if you heard someone do that here in my town, you'd be like, oh man, that's terrible. Up there, it's like capital murder. It's because they take their wine serious. Anything that tarnishes the wine industry is, taken very seriously. I just want to point out that Louise LC is our resident IT tech here. So if you have tech questions, call our tech support. She'll help you with any of your name changing needs for sure. Thank you. I was going to ask about the wine in the UK, but not the stuff that guy was selling. In fact, he was getting Scottish wine, giving Scottish wine a bad name, affecting. Yeah, they take that serious because you think about in the wine industry, reputation is a huge, huge deal. So, T Mac, thanks for coming. And he uses them for his home use to put mileage on new models. This week we've had the new all-electric Spectre. So Rolls-Royce makes an all-electric version, huh? The one we had was a Ghost. That was the. It's not the chauffeur car; it's just the sedan. So really cool, great. Yeah, you can definitely tell the quality. And my friend who bought it, it's not my car. I'll throw that out there. My friend who ended up buying it had searched all over and he found one in Raleigh, North Carolina. So he flew out there, paid the guy in cash, I imagine, and brought it home. My friend's got a real successful business. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Huh. Ernest and Julio Gallo does nice rosé. Yes, that is. They're kind of known. Gallo is known for their rosé. They're kind of what's known as the OGs. They've been there a long time before Napa was Napa. And our host was not driving. And Linda, I'm glad you were not comatose. I saw your email, but I hadn't had a chance to respond to it yet. But thank you for coming. He was not driving. No, he was actually really great because he was born and raised in Napa, and so he knew all the places that took us. He took us to a really cool restaurant. Yeah, it was a really cool thing to have, and for us not to have to worry about how we're going to get around while indulging. Golf, Sean, well done. Well done. I hope you're feeling well. Congrats on the job. How's that going? 23 degrees there. Good, 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 good. So I wanted to. There was a story well, not a story. It's a thing that happened apparently before Napa was really as famous as it is now. There's a place there's like the main valley, which has all the different types of wine. So like the soil down in the southern part of the valley is good for like Pinot, and then you get like into Cab and Syrah and so on and so forth. And each region has their own thing, really, what they're known for. And there's a place called Stag's Leap. That's Staggs. I think it's two G's. Might be just one G. Leap, Leap. And they entered, like back in 1970 something, they entered the international wine competition that's held, or whatever it was. And they were able to beat all the top wineries from France and Italy that year. And, of course, you have this kind of a hick American, kind of a thing showing up to this event, and they were able to pull off this remarkable win and win Wine of the Year or something like that. And that kind of really put Napa on the map. And people now, that whole valley is, you have so many foreign investment, people from France and Italy and all the other wine regions of the world have wineries and vineyards there. And it's become incredibly international. One of the coolest places that we went was and I wish I could show it to you, but again, I'll have to show you the video and some pictures in a video coming up. But it's called La Castella. It's Italian, I believe, and it's a castle. Literally, this guy bought the whole castle, like bought the stones from Europe somewhere, had them shipped out. They built this giant castle that looks like a castle you would see like in a movie, right? It's got a drawbridge, it's got a moat, it's got dungeons, it's got the whole bit. But the winery is inside that castle. Well, the wine tasting, Um, we walk in, you go over the bridge, you go in, you go down into the lower levels, and that's where all the tables are where you had our wine tasting. It was an incredible experience. It was so much fun. But the castle itself is pretty impressive. So I definitely want to show you that. It's just each winery that we went to had a completely different experience. So it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Our first winery that we stopped at coming into town, gorgeous. The building was like this beautiful, palatial estate building. You walk in, it's gorgeous inside. They had a lot of artifacts. You walk out, you go upstairs where we were going to do our wine tasting. It looks out over their courtyard, over the vineyard. You can see for miles. It's just beautiful. But the wine tasting experience was just very slow and drawn out. He'd pour a little bit, and then we wouldn't see the guy for 15 minutes. And it's like, we don't wine taste like that. We go a little bit faster. So I was like, oh man, hopefully the rest of our time isn't going to be like that. But from the next place on, completely different. Next place on, completely different. Not so stuffy and proper. A little more. They had music playing. That sort of thing. So it was. Yeah, we tried wine straight out of a barrel that was still being aged in a barrel. And then we did a barrel tasting, and that was in a cave. That was pretty awesome. So yeah, really a lot of cool experiences. Let's see. How did your host manage this on that? The Four Blokes. Yeah. I have seen, I think, one of the videos, their first one, when they first got there. So to answer Dan, I know, long-winded to get back to what you were talking about. I'm not sure about that story. Save the French industry after a bad disease 100 years ago. Could be true. 100 years ago, though, so I don't know. I don't know if Napa was even a thing 100 years ago. But then again, I don't know. Come on, Dan, I look to you to get the history of everything. Oh, all right. Service announcement. We no longer have an IT tech here. So she has quit. Yeah, Marja, I definitely want to try the wine when I come visit. I would love to taste what it's like, for sure. Let's see here. You have a problem with birds. Yeah. I imagine, I don't know how the wineries keep the rodents and other animals from, but but they have the vineyards just go on and on and on. It's just, they go on forever. It's incredible. Oh, good. Good, Carol. Good. The wine scam was very serious, but not the first he was involved. Oh, so he's got a history of that sort of thing. Nice. Do we know what kind of wine? That grows well in your part of the world? You can't buy wine, Sean? It's restricted? Oh, John. Oh, wow. Actually came from a bug. Yeah, interesting. Linda, I totally understood it was the heat and not the wine. Yes, I'm sure. I'm sure it was Leo. The black one is Leo. The white one is Violet. She was down here at my feet. I don't know where she went. Oh, it's a good Leo. Yeah, maybe he was. Because, yeah, right behind me is my Wi Fi. They think they grow wine in other parts of the UK. Yeah, I'd be interested. I haven't really looked into wine in the UK. I don't really associate wine with the UK, but if there is good wine there, I want to try it for sure. I love it. Yeah, it is, Marja. It's it's this it was such a cool experience. It's not like a cave you would see on the side of a mountain, but it's you get to this winery, you go in, you go downstairs into this big, and I've got photos, and it's very Romanesque. It's got Roman columns. It's got mosaic tiling on the floor. It's got these large, whatever you call those, paintings on the wall and stuff like that of gods pouring wine, and the little elves or whatever, catching all the drops, for themselves, and yada yada yada. But they have then caves, tunnels that have been, it's all stonework, and the tunnels have brick. So you're not like, it's more like a brick tunnel, but they have all their barrels just lined up along inside these tunnels where it's really cold, and they're finishing the age process, and learned about barrel making and the types of wood they use and where. And most of the wood, for the barrels is all from France. I guess there's one place in Minnesota that they could use, but for a type of wine, but each wine requires a different type of barrel. And yeah, really fascinating things. But as you're learning all this, he's dipping what they call a wine thief. It's this long glass tube that they dip in. He sticks his thumb on, wine gets pulled up, and it's kind of like a dripper. Pulls it out, pours it into your glass as he's telling you all this history and stuff like knowledge, and it's really cool experience. And you're inside this underground tunnel cave, with all these barrels. So like these barrels of wine aren't ready to be bottled yet. And once they go into a bottle, then they sit in the bottle for so many months before they can even sell it. So we just got to taste it during the process. So that was really a fun experience. I was helped by there being a warmer climate. Yeah, you definitely need that climate. I learned so much about how the Napa Valley is so perfect for climate wise. Yeah, thank you, John, for sure. Sorry, Carol. You're gonna have to. We kind of took you off the wagon with all this wine talk. Wow, I'm reading what Sean is saying here. Wow, that's great. Okay, so okay, yeah. So the Spaniards, very good. Yeah, that is the one thing I didn't really hear about much is how really the Napa Valley started and was made uh, into what it was. We just kind of heard about each vineyard's history. In the Yorkshire Dales now. Wow. British wine with a Union flag. Nice. Coopers. Elsie, you are bringing it. Yes, barrel makers are called Coopers. I learned that, of course, when we named our son Cooper. I have a cool photo inside their caves. They have a portrait of or a painting of Coopers, barrel makers, and it's really cool. Don't go on the wagon. Never. She was on 30 cups of tea a day. Got her down to 20. See, John, after a Google search. Yeah, I guess I could have Googled it. First California vineyard, 1769. Wow. I had no idea that it started that long ago. I thought it was relatively a newer, you know, last century, early last century type thing. Um, I mean, it makes sense over the years, people, but 1769. Wow. Hello, hello. Thank you for coming. Add stitching. Appreciate you coming, hanging out. There's only one full-time Cooper left. I'm not sure about that, but I do know that they get all their barrels from France. It's a big business. Coincidence? There's a place in the Dales called Napa with two P's. The Napa here only has one P, so maybe that's the difference. Is this your first time ads on the Hangout? Oh, in the UK. Oh, cool. Thank you, Carol. That's funny. Let me go back, see if I missed anybody. I think I didn't miss anybody coming in. Nope. I think we're good. Yeah, y'all know about me and tea. Let's see, Cooper Gate, where the Viking Center is in York, was the street of barrel makers. Oh man, I'm going to use that, Dan, for sure. Yeah, not a big tea guy, as you know, but like I said, I'm not a big fish guy. So when I get over there, I'm going to be trying the tea and I'm going to be trying the fish and chips for sure. So Ad said they were here last month. Okay. Late to the party. Well, we really appreciate you coming by. We're just a reminder, we do this every last Sunday-ish of every month. For us to just check in and say hello. Yeah, generally the only time, and I can't speak for everybody here, but in my family, we're generally only drinking tea if we're not feeling well. I have some Yorkshire tea in my cupboard, as a matter of fact. I love reading the repartee, the banter between Carol and Sean. And I want to try, what else do I want to try? I want to try, of course, cream, the biscuit, with the clotted cream. Is that what that's called? A pasty. I want to try, or pasty. I want to try one of those. So yeah, I've got a lot to look forward to. I know we might be adding the couple that we went to Napa with to our trip to England, which then is going to result probably as a combination, because they also want to go to Italy. So I'm going to have to get a third job. And of course, we were all talking about Italy because we were in Napa and we were at an Italian winery at the time. So maybe that's why. Yeah, I recommend Linda. Let's see here. I don't want to get ahead of myself here. Favorite biscuit. Okay, good cuppa is the answer to everything. But see, it's Coopergate. 1, 2 T's just changed over time. Oh, Coppergate. Is it Coopergate or Coppergate? Oh, 102 P's. Got it. Changed over time. Got it. Now I understand. So Linda was saying she posted a recommendation on here about a lovely. Yes, I do remember that, and I do think it's in the saved, and I believe I sent them an email to see if I can follow along with them. I'm just kind of waiting for a response, I believe. If it's the one that I'm thinking of, you may, if you wouldn't mind, send me another email with it again to remind me. I just want to double check. I'll have to go back and look to see if it's the people that you're talking about. Unwell tea, bad news tea, brain tea. PG tips. Of course, I'm not familiar with that one. Chocolate hobnobs. Ginger and lemon. Yes. Peppermint for gut rot. Scones. Thank you. With clotted cream. Thank you, Linda. I want to try it. It's not something you see here very often. So I definitely want to try it. Then again, I'm not looking for it either. So it could be all around me. I just need to open my eyes. Dan, I love coffee. I drink, yeah. I follow this guy, Walk With Me, Tim. I think we've done a few of his videos, and he goes around, travels, and he comes to the States a lot and does a lot of hotel reviews and stuff. And he was talking about, he made a comment about he doesn't drink coffee when he's at home. He just drinks tea. But when he comes to the States, all he drinks is coffee. And he says the coffee back in the UK is too strong. And here it's a little more smooth. So he likes to drink coffee when he's over here in the States. So I don't know if that is something you all experienced, or is the coffee strong? Because if it is, I totally want it. Yes, please. Thank you, Linda. Thank you. Sean, that is a true statement. Sorta. I do have a caveat to that statement. Sean's statement is like, I will only react to channels if I have their permission. And that is true for individual content creators across the board. Now, I have reacted to some large, like when I look at the fly pass and stuff like that with the royal family. If I'm that's the royal family channel, the one not associated with the actual royal family. I actually have the royal family's permission to react and learn from their videos. They don't put out a ton of videos though, but there's the other one, the Royal Family Channel, whatever, that puts out tons of videos. I will react to those. I've actually sent them an email, but they've never responded. And of course, like Sky News, when I watch events, obviously I don't have technically their permission. So like channels like that are news channels or, stuff like that. But if it's, content creators, definitely, yes, that is true. So there is, Carol, you brought up a thing here. So on the scone or whatever, you put jam first. I know there's a debate whether you put the cream first or the jam. Sean Bean was in the Yorkshire tea ads. Was he killed off? That is the meme of Sean Bean, because every show he does, I'm sure it's not every show, but he ends up dying by the end of it. He died in, I can't even think of the TV show now. It's the big one, Game of Thrones. He was in that. He died off in that. I think he died off in the Lord of the Rings. He was known for his character being killed off all the time. We wouldn't have won the last war without tea. I like those, Marja. I like those. Some of you have sent me those digestives, and they're good. I just kind of ate them by themselves, though. They were good. I went through them fairly quick. Yeah, if you guys send chocolate, it does not last very long. Butter first, then jam, and then clotted cream. It's the law. Okay. Interesting. So butter, jam, clotted cream. Got it. Well, I will answer how I drink coffee. Most of the times it's K-cups through a Keurig. But I will, every once in a while, I'll pull out the French press and, do it the old school way. Love the coffee. Let's see here. Just reading Marjo's and Carol's conversation. I love reading your guys' talk back and forth. That's one of the things I love about this is how you guys just reconnect. And it's like you guys were just talking yesterday. Maybe you guys do. Do y'all talk outside of this monthly live stream? Y'all seem like best friends. Sharp. That sounds familiar. Troy was the only big feminist character who survived. Oh, thank you, John. Yeah. Well, he was also in National Treasure. and the first one. And I believe he was just arrested at the end of that one. He didn't die off. Who would have thought coffee and scones would be a hot topic today? I love it. Is Sharp a movie or a TV series? It sounds familiar. Yes, let's see. What made you set up your YouTube channel and how easy did you find it? I started the channel. I know probably most of you already know this, but it was during COVID, during the pandemic. We were all just sitting at home, and I was watching rugby because it was the only sport that was still being played, or maybe they're showing a replay of it. I don't remember exactly. I can't imagine rugby would be still allowed to be playing during that time, but maybe they were showing a replay of it. And I wanted to learn how to play. Like I wanted to be able to understand what was going on. So I just signed up to YouTube. I was already watching YouTube, but signed up to create an account. And I just started asking. I made a video of me asking, and it was a terrible video. Excuse me, terrible video, but just basically, hey, watching rugby highlights, going, what is this? What is that? Like a total nunce, like a knob. And just thousands of people responded. Like some of those earlier videos, I couldn't believe how many people were actually responding. Big rugby community out there, and everybody willing to help. And so I did more and more and more and more. And so like the first year was just rugby. I tried to understand cricket, kind of understand it a little bit, but the game of cricket wasn't doing it for me. So I just stuck with rugby, and now I can watch rugby, follow along. I don't know every in and out of it, but most of it I do. So I kind of figured I was done. But then someone said you should, react to, I don't know, I think it was I want to say it was Dave Allen or maybe it was Michael Kay. One of those guys, Al Murray, might have been Al Murray. You got to, hey, check this out, and that just kind of from there, of course, more suggestions to other British comedians. And what was the other one? Mickey Flanagan. I think that's who it was. But, and then that took you into Morecambe and Wise and all those great duo comedy teams. And then from there it went to other pop culture type things. And here we are. Started in, I think the first video was 2021, maybe, I think it was. I don't even think those are on the channel anymore, but anyway, yeah. So, and here we are, And yeah, it's come a long way to get to where I'm at now, but it's been fun. We don't do this channel for profit. We do this channel because I enjoy hanging out with all of you, and hopefully the feeling is mutual. And yeah, it's been such a wonderful journey. Plus, I've learned, and that is the payment right there, is the knowledge that I'm getting, and just seeing these things for the first time and learning all these wonderful things. And so, yeah, it's been such an amazing ride that I've been on. And I did have intentions. I know you didn't ask this question, but I did have intentions of moving off of the UK onto another, say, Australia or France, or, and kind of do the same thing. But there is so much history, so much to learn just from your part of the world that I have not been able to leave, and nor do I want to, So it's just been special, really has. Hopefully that answered your question. Okay, let me catch up here. You should start your own channel. It's a great way to learn if that's what you want to do, for sure. Even though I can't remember, it's there. It's like in the cloud somewhere. It's like I can only keep so much up here, but eventually it has to be moved out to allow something new. So I forget a lot of things, but usually something will trigger it and it'll be able to kind of come back in. It's just been wild how much information has gone through, What is Sharp? It's driving me crazy. You have to tell me what is the Sharp Appreciation Society, Carol? What is Sharp? It sounds like that might be a movie or a series. Is that the character he played? You have to let me know. Oh, all I had to do was go down and John was answering it. Sharp was a series of books. It became a TV series. See? Gotta love that. I should have just went one comment below, and John explains it. Thank you. Well, thank you, Sean. You should connect with more people. I think it's vital to be able to talk to people. You don't want to be tucked up. I know we can all and I'm like that too. I get wrapped up into work and you just kind of get into a bubble. But I find, sorry for that glaring sunshine coming through there. I find this is very, I don't want to say therapeutic, but it's, this is why I enjoy it. I enjoy connecting with all of you who are, on the other side of the planet from me, which is just remarkable. So you're not infringing, certainly not with me. I enjoy all the emails that I get. It takes me a while to get through them all, as I've got, 3 other email accounts for work and so on that I'm also dealing with. But eventually I do read them all. I try to read every comment. Sometimes it takes me a while. If I have the time, I'll respond to every comment. Now, of course, if I was like if I had like 1 million subscribers, or even 100,000 subscribers, and they were all commenting thousands of comments on each video, that wouldn't be possible. Our channel is perfectly sized right now to where I can respond to pretty much everybody and read every comment, that sort of thing. So It's very doable, but I can only imagine, those large channels that have thousands of comments on their videos. They can't read them all, obviously. You do what, basically, Sean, you do what makes you feel comfortable. And you could send me an email if you want to talk to me anytime. I'm here. So go for it. You're not infringing on me at all. Set during, okay, yeah, see, that sounds familiar. Set during the Napoleonic Wars, yeah. Ordinary soldier who was promoted to an officer and ran rings around. Got it. Got it. And that's fairly old, right? I mean, it's from a while ago. I think I've seen like posters or, not clips. Maybe I've seen a clip from it. I'm not sure, but it's somehow I'm picturing Sean Bean in the uniform, seen it somewhere. So it does sound familiar. Oh, man. Okay. Dan, it may have been Hornblower that I'm thinking of. My dad used to watch Hornblower, Horatio. Was it Horatio Hornblower? What was was it? My dad used to watch that show. I remember him watching that show. It has that one actor. It's got what is his name? He played Reed Richards in the original Fantastic Four. I can't think of his name right now, though. It's not a common name. Her. I've heard of that, The Last Kingdom. I don't think I've seen it. Hey, Michael, thank you for popping on. How was Blackpool? Get away from the heat, being on the beach. Marja, buy a copy. Hmm, that's funny. I do. I thank you, Ad. I appreciate you saying that. Um, I do love learning. It's weird. I've grown. I've matured. 30 years ago, probably wouldn't have cared. But it's just, I find it fascinating. And what's crazy is the things that I find fascinating surprise me in some ways. It's like, wow, like architecture, like Tudor buildings, Tudor style, architecture and thatched roofs and just, you know, that sort of thing. It's just narrow cobbled streets, you know, that is littered throughout your country or in all the towns and villages, just the high street, in each town. It just I would have never thought that would pique my interests at all. I just there's so much, and I think that's why I don't want to say I've fallen in love with it, but I certainly have got a total infatuation with the UK and learning about little things. Regardless if it stays in here. I know at one point it wasn't there, and generally, but the military, just pop culture, food, architecture, customs, the whole thing, history, of course, history. So, yeah, it's been awesome. thank you for your kind comment. Thanks, Sean. Should they be higher? I don't know. I think they're right where they should be, right? The problem, I love everyone that's on our channel. That's part of our channel, and that's all of you. If I had 100,000 subs, it then stops being so intimate. Does that make sense? I think it becomes something totally different. But I have no control really if we go up or we go down in that category. But certainly, it's slowly getting more and more and more, and we welcome everybody into our channel, right? Into our family here. So, right, as far as I'm concerned, we're right in the cool sweet spot, especially with this core group that I see every month. You look up here, 17 people. Most people would probably laugh at that and say that's not that much for a live stream. Personally, I think it's perfect. Of course, we want more people to come and experience and have fun with us, but it's not. It's been great. Let's see here. But thank you, Sean. That was kind. Yes, you are right. Okay, still talking about Hornblower. Yes, my dad loved that show. Let's see here. I think lost track of where everybody. I got to catch up. You're very calm. Thank you, Marja. It's true. I try to be. I remember one of the things that used to always drive me nuts about watching other reaction channels was the loud, guffaw, if you will, the loud laughter or the reaction. It just seemed artificial. Every once in a while I'm watching something, it'll cause that reaction. I'm not going to say I'm immune from that, but I always just kind of like, just this is just my normal, personality at the moment. Now, if I had wine, that could be, if I was drinking wine while we did these videos, I would probably, maybe, who knows, maybe it'd be a little bit louder and a little more animated. But fortunately, we do these videos early in the morning for me. I do most of the videos, as you know, between 4:30 and 7 in the morning. That's why you see the same wardrobe over and over. I get up out of bed. I'm still in my pajamas. I just throw on a sweatshirt, and I say pajamas. It's basically just shorts and a t-shirt. And here you go in all its glory. That's what you get. JJ asks, when I reached 10,000 subscribers, didn't you get a plaque from YouTube? No, I believe they only give you a plaque at 100,000. So we've got a long ways to go. Someone had mentioned there's something does change with your channel. Maybe it becomes more visible to others once you hit 10,000. I don't know. I don't really pay attention to that. So I'm sure there's something to it though. But yeah, no plaque. Still waiting for it. I know we are already at an hour, 15 minutes. These live streams go by fast. I don't know if that's even what you were talking about, Marja, but that just reminded me how once we start talking, we usually go for an hour and a half. So we got about another 15 to 20 minutes. Um, oh, I bet, T-Mac. Are there a lot of YouTubers in Ukraine, Trev? Hey, Bill. Thank you for coming. We still have about 15 to 20 minutes or so you're good. You're good. It's been a good chat today. I cannot do everything. That's true. That's true. I wish I had more time to do more videos and to do more. I wish I had the ability to like film where I'm at better, you know, and do those things. I'm going to announce it to you. Maybe I've already announced it already, but I'm going to Mexico in July. We're going to an all-inclusive for a 50th birthday. It's the guy who bought the Rolls Royce. Him and another friend of ours are both turning 50, and there's a gaggle of us going to this all-inclusive hard rock resort in Puerto Nueva, Mexico, next month. It's like in, let's see here, 3 weeks, I think. And that's going to be a lot of fun. And that's only for like 4 or 5 days, so it's not too long, but definitely going to do some filming there. One of these times I want to do a live stream from where I'm at. I think I just don't know how to do that. So that's the one thing I need to learn more is how to do more of the technology stuff on my end. Next week, of course, is our 4th of July. What I'm doing, I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm doing anything. It falls on a Friday this year, so you obviously get the 3-day weekend. So that's nice. When in Spain with the sharp appreciation, I won a quiz prize. That's great. Look at Carol. Nice. Ion Grufford. Yes, that's it. Elsie, thank you. Ion. I don't even know. Ian. Would that just be Ian? I don't even know how to pronounce his first name. I always said Ion or Owen. Oh, maybe it's Johan Gruffeld. I don't know. Something like that. But yeah, that's him. History is great. Yeah, it's amazing. The cool thing about our channel is like it just kind of one leads to the next, kind of just opens the door, and if you just kind of let it kind of guide itself from topic to topic to thing, it's like I would see these things that I would never have even thought about seeing. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't think about looking for it, you know. Like just for instance, the last video we watched, Knaresborough. Never heard of the place. If I would have looked at it, I would have pronounced it wrong. But it's one of those things. It's like, will I ever go there? Probably not, but I know it exists, and I think that's wonderful. Wow, cool. I know Time Team. That's cool, Dan. Yes. And I'm going to be drinking it because, Mexico's known for their tea. And I'm going to be drinking a bunch of tea for sure. It's all you can drink. All you can drink, all you can eat. Yeah, it's going to be, even though I don't eat as much as I used to, trying to lose some weight. So um, currently I'm at like 28, down 28 pounds. Even though my clothes feel better, that's the only way I can even tell. You look at me and I look in the mirror and I don't see nothing. But so I'm kind of fearing the all you can eat portion of this trip coming up, but I think I've gotten into a pretty good routine. Um, it's not a marathon, or it's not a sprint. It's a marathon. That's how I'm looking at it. So, and I'm just having fun. Horatio Hornblower. Yes, that's what I was. That's yeah. My dad loved that show. Hmm. Let's see here. I've actually been on the time team. Cool. Oh, got to catch up here. Okay, which held around. Small is beautiful. That's what I keep telling my wife because I'm short. Thank you. I'm assuming I don't know if you're talking to me, Margin, or not, but thank you. Um, and then you made the comment, great channel. I don't know if you're talking about the channel about the naval deal or our channel. Ah, no worries, Sean. No worries. Sutton Hoo. I've done a video on Sutton Hoo, I believe. Place sounds familiar. That's like the archaeological findings, right? And there was like an old uh, establishment there or something, right? I didn't see it in as a time team video though. This was something else, and I don't think it's even on the channel anymore because when I went strictly to permission-based videos, minus the ones that I'd mentioned, a lot of those got purged and taken. I still have them. They are now private. You can't see them. That would be cool. Battlefield tour of Waterloo. Wow, that would be cool. Wow. Yeah. Trev. Well, they're in a hot spot of the world. I can imagine if they're doing videos, showing what their life is and all that stuff. Yeah, that's awesome. hopefully that helps them a lot. A 2-hour live stream? Holy moly. Tonight, not tonight, this afternoon for me, I'm going to see a concert. It's a country artist that's playing here down by the beach. It's a big concert going on down there. And we have tickets to go see him. I've never seen him before or even really know who he is, but going with, of course, Jennifer and a couple of her friends who are big fans. So well, I've been known, Carol, thank you, but I've been known to ask the dumb question every now and then. I'm not immune to that at all. I try. I know I have to pause technically. So I will pause to ask questions or to make a comment. I try not to when we watch like history videos or something like that. If we're watching a live performance, especially anything that has to do with remembrance, the festival, especially the festival of remembrance, I won't pause until after the performance or after the ceremony to ask questions, because you got to give it the respect it needs. Most of the time, videos that we do get blocked. They don't get blocked like strikes. They get demonetized, I should say. Which, okay, that's fine. Lots of times, there's music in videos, so they will get demonetized. Sometimes I can, remove the song. Most of the time I can't, and that's fine. If it gets demonetized, that's not a big deal, obviously. But I do get paid a little bit. I'm gonna, but that covers basically just gets thrown back into YouTube because I pay for premium, so I don't have to have commercials when I watch a video. And I pay for a VPN to be able to watch some of the things that are blocked over here. What other expenses? Some of the money has helped me buy an upgrade on my microphone. And, the next is probably a camera, but I just take, I don't make a lot, so, and it's not even, I don't even really even get paid every month. I think it has there's $100 threshold, so you don't get paid unless you get over $100. Most months I don't make that much. Usually after 3 months I'll hit the $100, depending on if a video does really well or whatever. But yeah, kind of how the sausage is made. But a lot of that money just kind of goes right back into paying for subscriptions. I have pay for a subscription to Canva, which helps me do the thumbnails. God, what else? There's I'll tell you what, if we had 100,000 subscribers and I was making a lot of money on our stuff, I would definitely hire a video editor, someone who can do all that to make the videos look better, for sure. It's just not good at it, and I just don't have a ton of time, so I kind of really, you're getting just the bare bones here. Let's see, I've fallen way behind here. Yeah, Marja, Mexico's going to be fun. It's always kind of stressful going to Mexico because it's so Wild West down there. But we're going to a real touristy place, and that is one thing they don't like to mess with, whether it be the cartels or the government or whatever. They don't want to mess with tourism. So generally, these resorts really easy to get from the airport to the resort. We fly into Puerto Vallarta, and the resort is literally 10 minutes away. So it's really easy to get there. We're going in a huge group of people, so yeah, shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, Mexico's fun. It's a great country. It's very corrupt. When you're outside of the tourist areas, excuse me, it can be a different game, but a lot of beautiful, lovely people down there, and yeah, and they like the American dollar, so it's a good combination. Masterson Public House, I love it. Ewan, it makes sense. I mean that really. I mean that's an Ioan, so Ewan, sure, works for me. Nice. Let's see here. I am so behind. I'm so times. Dad was a Welsh language teacher. That's okay, Lynn. That's cool. Um, yeah, there is no Mexican tea that I'm aware of. Yoan, phonetically. And thanks for coming. Um, Hugh, Hugh Lloyd. I think that's how that is. Thank you for coming today. Let's see here. Since the original Time Team finished, some of the cast and producers set up a Patreon page, and the public have funded several dicks shown on YouTube. Nice, including at Sutton Who. That's cool. Okay. John asks, have I ever seen the 1951 Hornblower film? No. No. I haven't even watched really the series that we were talking about originally. I just remember I would kind of just be in the room, and my dad would be watching it all the time when I was younger. I like the actor. The topic, I think now I would probably be more interested in watching something like that because of the knowledge that I gained over the last several years. But it's just finding time. So hard to find time. Let's say old broadcasting in the UK, but maybe not in the US, even though made by Warner Brothers. Oh, I'll have to look it up. See you, Bill. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're going to be on for a little bit more. I'm trying to catch up to everybody. Ancient early English ship burial. Yes, Carol, exactly. We are. Carol says, as a channel, we may be small, but are beautifully marked. Yes. I like to think I do. On the question asking, I know some of it is probably makes some people probably roll their eyes, and not everybody loves me. That is, I know that to be true. If you read some of the emails that I've gotten, but that's okay. I don't expect to appeal to everyone, and that is all right. But those people are welcome back anytime. Let's see here. Oh, Mark, the oldest swinger in town, out for boogie woogie. You go, Mark. Strut the stuff. Yep. That's me, all right. That I don't know. Thank you, Elsie. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. I really do. Oh, look at that. We got a pop in from Rachel. Thank you. Off Day Adventures. Please send me photos. Yes. I want to see them. I want it, well, not because he's wearing a Ventura onesie, but I just want to see your cute little nub for sure. Your cute little boy. Thank you for coming on here and popping in to say hello. I hope you and Ben are doing really well. Yeah, well, I'm serious about hanging with all of you. I mean, yeah, I'm serious about doing it for sure. Marja asks if with the YouTube channel, with all the subscriptions, you have to be kind of serious. Yeah. If you start getting that many, for sure, you have to really. I mean, if I were that many, I would be thinking about a career change, obviously, because you just don't have the time to have a full-time job and do that. It's just, I don't know how you could do it. Thanks, Sean. I just felt context. I mean, if you all want to get in on it and we can all make a fortune together, that'd be great. You look at all the burial mounds. That was the word I was trying to come up with, and I couldn't. It wasn't coming to me. But yeah, thank you, Linda. Thanks, Dan. Take care. Appreciate you, Dan. I hope you understand that. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I hear you, Sean, for sure. Thank you, Marja. I appreciate you come back. Let's try to get your name back. We're going to start a campaign to get your name back. Okay. I think I'm finally getting to the end here. I'm off to now. Carol, thank you for coming. Mark, everyone gets trolls. I do ignore them. Thank you, Linda. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up today. You guys are truly amazing. Thank you for coming. I appreciate all of you, as you know. We will see each other again in the next video. And of course, we'll get together next month. I think it'll be after I get back from Mexico. So, but I'll try to connect with you while I'm in Mexico. And I've got some other things coming up as well. Have a great rest of your Sunday. And we'll see you tomorrow, maybe in a video. I'm going to shoot for it. It all depends when I get up. All right, everybody. Take care. Bye.